2414 is a podcast about finding hope and common ground through casual conversation. Like the friends on the road in the New Testament, in Luke chapter 24, verse 14, we want to walk away with more understanding that leads to more conversation as the journey continues. Thanks for walking with us.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 2414. And by this week, I mean the most recent episode we've recorded in 120 something days. I'm Pastor Dan. That's my friend and coworker and brother in Christ, Shane.
Hello.
And Shane is the main reason we haven't been recording.
Yeah. I
had a baby.
A few things. Bought a home.
I bought a house. No, Shane, it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
Since we've last recorded, Shane and his wife Lauren have given birth. She gave birth. You were involved in there to baby Lucia.
Yeah.
Lucia Rain.
Lucia Rain Welter is welcomed into the world.
How many months old is she now? How do you count it?
I lose track of weeks. I have no idea, but we're
less than a year.
We'd be coming on. She was born August 7th, so
okay,
we're kind of approaching 3 months.
Okay, better port of a quarter.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's all exciting stuff. But I don't know if anyone wants to learn more about my daughter, you can ask me on Sunday mornings. I guess
that sounds like this awkward lead into some weird her Instagram handle is oh Lord have mercy, Shane.
Yeah, we're not far off. I think no.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're here. Today we're dusting off the cobwebs, quite literally.
There are cobwebs in here.
There's a decent chance that this conversation will never see the light of day because we haven't pushed these buttons for a while. So we'll see what works, what doesn't work, if we remember the processes. But
I thought you meant that figuratively of we might push your buttons.
Oh, well, no, that's true too. Here's our plan. A little bit of catch-up time, some highs and lows, play a round or two of Outburst, and then get into our topic at hand. Shane, how would you describe the topic at hand for our conversation today?
I guess I'd describe it as, I think a lot in this podcast, we always talk about healthy habits, but in I think ways we embody that are through liturgies, especially in the Lutheran Church. The overall Lutheran Church is a very liturgical church.
That's a word to unpack. We'll get there.
It is. And it's taken me the better part of my lifetime to continue to unpack it too. So, it's I always think of it as call and response, but I feel like that's a simple way of describing it. But I think repetitive words can do a lot in your life. And I mean that in ways of what's a phrase that you say often that quite literally becomes a part of you.
And sometimes those are annoying verbal tics, and sometimes they're really beautiful truths that you or your family or people cling to.
Mm-hmm. While I was talking and kind of while you were talking, this episode very much reminds me of running or working out after a long hiatus I used to be able to run 3 miles in 20 minutes and then it's been a year and you try to run, you're like, oh my gosh, that's probably 3 miles, and you look down, it's a quarter of a mile. Oh my goodness. So it's some ways, I feel rusty if I'm talking and trying to get my thoughts in line while talking, and to listen, active listen, and to maybe to keep the conversation going, but also to be invested in it, if that makes sense. So
back in the saddle again. It's been a while, and it feels rusty to have conversation. That's good. It's real.
So
cool. We'll get to it.
I don't know if that's a good synopsis of not.
No, I mean, my not teaser, but preview of what I think we might talk about, because who knows? Because conversations go their own way. Mm-hmm. But the word liturgy, maybe as we're using it today, is something along the lines of intentional habit meets crafted words. Because sometimes I don't have words, or sometimes somebody else was able to put really thoughtful words to something, and sometimes the groove of established words can be valuable, and so that phrase, that idea of like a groove of established words. So I'm not making it up as I go. And sometimes I don't even I can't find the right words, but to have a template for how to talk in and about and with someone or something can be a gift.
Yeah.
And then there's shortfalls and pitfalls too. But
yeah, but I think that's very well said.
All right. Shane, I didn't even know what the scope here is. Lows, highs of the last 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly.
Last year and a half.
Yeah, certainly. Highs and lows can always, you can go indefinitely back. Since I was born, what's your ultimate pitfall? Like, but I don't know. I'll give, I think, of a superficial. I don't even think I don't use words right. Speaking of craft words, I make up words and I use them out of context and I make a note all the time.
Yeah, I make a note. Sometimes I tell you. Sometimes I chuckle inside and go home and tell my wife.
That's fine.
I'm just kidding.
I definitely do though. But a low that just bugs me. Our paper towel. So I'm a homeowner now. Our paper towel holder thing. It's kind of like hanging on the wall, and you rip off paper towels. Well, the whole thing came off.
Okay.
Because it was just adhesive, wasn't like screwed on.
Oh, okay. You didn't take a chunk of drywall with it or something.
Well, I took paint off with it.
Yeah, that's
it's
easy.
fine. But because it's adhesive, I'm like, I need to take the adhesive part off, and I'm using like a paint scraper.
Did you stab your hand?
Oh yeah, I got a deep wound.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Nobody could have seen that coming, Shane.
I definitely I knew it was gonna happen, so I strategically placed my hands in a way that it wouldn't
to minimize the damage.
Yeah, but naturally, you'll still reposition to get the best angle, and that happened. I just stabbed my hand.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just so it's like a deep Nash paper cut it's not fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a petty low, I guess.
Flesh wound, that counts.
Flesh wound.
Physical injury.
Flesh may fail, but I guess a high would just be Lauren and myself released a song this last week, and it's been going well. We've really enjoyed the kind of the feedback and response from it.
Okay.
And it's been really fun so far. It's called These Feelings.
Okay.
It's a Shore Lane release.
Shore Lane, 2 words?
2 words.
Okay.
There is a space, and it's not line either, as Google and Alexa will reluctantly play if you tell them to play Shore Lane. But yeah, it's just a fun love song. We released on our 11-year anniversary.
Aww.
And it's a song that captures our the early love of butterflies in your stomach, I guess.
Okay.
So I would describe it. But I made a really fun music video to go along with it. Kind of in our detached studio shed thing.
Did you release butterflies with the video?
There are not butterflies in there. We don't use the word butterflies either, but that's where our artistic wording, I think, captures it.
Okay.
But yeah, the music video was really fun and artistic, and I got to pull out all my stops for video editing.
Yeah.
And it turned out
a lot of bursts and swipes and
it's
dissolve transitions.
It's a seamless take. I'll say that.
Okay. Where can I find?
You can find it on
feelings?
YouTube. Okay. I mean, you can find the song anywhere, but you can find the music video on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I really love how it turned out. I'm like, dang, I don't know, I'm impressed with myself, dare I say. So I really loved how that all came out. We've been loving the response and feedback from it.
Awesome.
It's funny because of our ties into the music world. Our ties into the Christian music world. I guess I should say we've released Christian music. This one is more of just a pop anthem, I guess. We were added to the Gospel Music Association playlist.
All right.
Which is, or the people who put on the Dove Awards, so the Christian Music Grammys or whatever. But it's just funny because it's this is what. All right. Yep. Right, we're not going to question too much. They've added us to it. Great.
All press is good press.
Exactly. So whatever. We tie it into God has been in our story and whatever. Like, whatever. But
Sounds very generic.
It's very generic. But like,
That wasn't the purpose.
it wasn't the purpose. It's just a pop love song.
Cool.
But nevertheless, it's been a fun having that out in the world. So highs, lows, things happening in my life, I guess.
There's a lot, Shane. We haven't talked for a while.
Oh, I know. I mean, there's infinitely more that could expand upon, but those are two I decided to pick out in the spur of the moment.
Yeah, as you were talking, I thought of like 6 of each for me. So no particular order here, I guess.
Yeah. Good luck.
Well, I'm gonna riff off of yours. So for one low in the spirit of home repair is our house is dark in the winter. Mm-hmm. So the region is very dark.
Yeah.
But the way our house was built and it had remodels, there are large chunks of our living space that don't have light.
Yeah.
And the way I'm not sure not the beams, the joists, the floor, the ceiling joists, like the wood that goes,
the vertical wood that supports
above the ceiling.
Yeah.
There's stuff. And our joists run perpendicular to how we would want wires to go. So if I wanted to add a light, I can't just like shove it through there because every
it's a
so many
massive
feet
piece of
there's a beam.
wood. Yeah.
So and then one of our so we have track lighting in one room, and then that went out, and so now we just have this like orb that's right at eye level from another room, and so the room is super shadowy. And yet, if you're not there, it's like right in your eyes. So it's anyway. It's getting darker outside, and our house doesn't handle that well.
Yeah.
So that's a inconvenience.
Just go back to lanterns.
Something about it. So that's a silly low. Mm-hmm. Other lows, I'm getting older, so reading up close is harder, and I'm getting grumpier in some ways.
In some ways,
yeah, like a new grumpiness in my life.
Yeah, because is that like it related to the age, or does that just come with like wisdom?
Well, I think this one's age.
Okay,
I can as much as I lament certain character traits. Mm-hmm. There's times where I'm like, oh yeah, I can see how somebody might just get grumpier and grumpier, or like annoyances. So this last maybe month, I've been really sensitive to like loud sounds. So when my kids are doing great things like making their own lunch, I'm like, why are they slamming the cupboard? Or like, can't you set a glass down without like just like smashing it? Or like, you can open the freezer drawer without trying to yank the handle off. Yeah. And I just feel like this old man, like, give it down, kid. And I'm not proud of that. And they're being like, self-reliant and doing good things. And yet, like, wow, that's so loud.
You gotta get your. When was the last time you had your hearing checked?
I'm hearing too well. Or it's like it's cold and flu season, and so we all get the sniffles. Mm-hmm. But if you sniffle real loud, like on an inhale more than twice, go blow your dang nose. I don't want to hear.
Yeah, you'd hate to live with me.
I know. And so I don't remember always being this irritable. So I don't know what to attribute that to, because I'm getting.
Are there new chemical psyches in your brain that just flipped on?
I don't know, because in general I feel like I'm in a good spot. Like I'm exercising, I feel pretty good about that. I'm sleeping pretty well. And there's other stressors. So every time one of these things like provokes me, I'm trying to just take a breath and realize, like, is there something else going on in my life besides that, or am I just really grumpy with loud noises right now?
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
I think the flesh is just bound by sin.
Yeah. I am self-centered, and I know you're somewhat being facetious, but there's something real about, gosh, am I really that self-centered that the worst thing that happened today was, my wife's making my lunch and she set the Pyrex down a little heavier than I would have. Like, is that really what ruined my morning? Oh, Lord have mercy. So those are some lows.
Yeah.
Some highs,
Some lows.
some highs,
Loud things.
You're back in the office. Brenda's getting back in the office. The people who've been here have stayed. That's great.
It's the little things.
I've another highs. I've been enjoying what I've been reading recently tremendously. I'm typically reading a lot, like nonfiction, fiction, theology. Like I usually have like one of each sort of category going. And the things I've been reading recently I've been just delighting in and like tearing through and rereading and thinking about during the day, both fiction and nonfiction and theology, of just like, oh, that was really well said, or what beautiful crafting of words, or, oh, I never thought about that. I need to, or like, oh, there's the gospel. So I've been reading a number of things. Maybe I'll just say them so it doesn't sound so ominous.
Yeah, I'd love to hear some of the 40 things.
One I just finished is On the Road with St. Augustine by James K.A. Smith, who You Are What You Love, Desiring the Kingdom, philosopher, Jamie Smith. And that's just about something about philosophy, something about Augustine or Augustine, and really the gospel, that God has made us for himself, and our hearts are restless until they find their rest in him. And our life is this journey to a country we've never been. And we have this longing for a place we've never seen. And we try to fill that with all kinds of other stuff that doesn't work. And so that's even translated into cool car conversations with my kids. We were talking about the first commandment the other day. You shall have no other gods. What does this mean? We should fear, love, and trust in God above all things. And it became this conversation about the things we treat like God. They can't live up to it. Whether it's your soccer team or your spouse or your kid or your job, or like, we were made with this longing for the eternal God. And if I try to have my friend Shane satisfy that, a couple of things are going to happen. One, you're not going to be able to be God for me. Yeah. Like, you're going to let me down. Like, you're going to disappoint me. If you are where I'm finding my ultimate worth and value and what I was made for, it's not going to work. And if I expect that of you, not only am I going to be disappointed, it's going to crush you to live under the weight of trying to be God, whether you've agreed to this or not. And so, like, this happens with your marriage, like with your partner, your spouse, your kid,
your career.
Yeah, career is impersonal, but like,
but I would say, like, it's like
becomes how idle, and it's going to let you down.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm talking about the other side of it. So if I expect Charlotte to be my everything, first of all, she can't. But secondly, I'm going to ruin her life because she's going to live under this constant insecurity of never being enough. She can't be what I want her to be if I want her to be God. So not only am I disappointed, in the same way that my physical health is going to deteriorate, my physical athletic prowess is not going to be there. And so I'm going to be disappointed when things don't live up to it. But there's also, when I want my kid, when my world revolves around my kid and their academics and beauty and popularity and sports and all this stuff,
it'll never be enough.
It's never going to be enough for me, and I'm going to crush them with expectations. So they're going to grow up with this weird complex of, I was never enough. My dad was never proud. No matter how good it was, he wanted the next thing, and I could never be. And like, what an awful thing to do to my friend or wife or kid.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's kind of the dark side of it, but this On the Road with St. Augustine is really the gospel side of it, of what. So each chapter is like, what are we wanting? Like, when I want to be famous, what do I really want? And the very cheap version here is like, I want God the Father to see me. That's what I want. And he does, and he loves me. Like, when I'm craving sex, what do I really want? Like, oh, maybe I want an embodied life that's full and rich, the very thing that God has created me for. And so when we see God as our ultimate, and instead of finding ultimate life in creation, when we're looking at God, we actually can delight in creation because it's in its proper place and not in the place of God. when we look to created things to be God, they're going to fail us and we're going to crush them. But when we look to God to be God and who I am in light of his mercy and love in Jesus, now I can actually delight in my wife and kids and friends and food and job and running in its proper place.
Because it's not, filling the role as the end of the means, I guess.
So I read that, and I'm reading another book of his, like this philosophy of time called How to Inhabit Time. And then I just finished Lord of the Rings. The first, it's a couple, I guess, because Lord of the Rings is that it's not technically a trilogy.
Was it written in one?
No, so it was written in 3 installments, but each like, so the Fellowship of the Ring is technically, I think, 2 books, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like one book. It's one story.
Yeah.
That was published in 3 installments, and each of those volumes, I think, is technically a couple like books more than like there's chapters and books. Anyway, I just finished Fellowship of the Ring. Delightful. Love the writing, love the imagery. I've read it a few times before. Love the law and gospel, sort of what it evokes in me. But then instead of reading The Two Towers, which is the next one, I was like, yeah, but there's these other 10 books I've never read. I can't just keep reading the same few over and over again because I want to read other stuff that has been on my list for a while. So now I'm reading a new to me book called Lonesome Dove, I think.
The fiction?
Yeah, it won the Pulitzer Prize like 40 or 60 years ago. It's a giant book about like life on the frontier in Texas way back when. But I've heard it's just this incredible book on friendship. And I'd never heard of it until recently. I'm like, what is this book? Oh, it won the Pulitzer Prize. And it's like one of the all-time best books on friendship. And it's like if you're going to read one sort of Western book, this is the one. Not like Western literature, but like cowboy Western.
Oh, okay.
Like Louis L'Amour,
Life
on the Frontier with savages and cowboys and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So stereotypical
Yeah.
Western, I guess.
Yeah, and this one's sort of like unapologetic and rough, and so anyway, those are some things.
Fun.
Those are some highs. Reading fun stuff.
That sounds awesome. Oh,
Thanks for listening.
I love it. I don't have the habits nor lifestyle built into my life, and I want to say yet because like these super, I don't know, there's these goals like I have in my life of reading, and like, man, like I want to build that good habit into my life, and like I'm finding as I'm trying to break myself like to be the kind of that, to build those habits that I want to, like, it starts with the weirdest things, like that, like you just wouldn't expect, of like, I got to plug my alarm clock back in.
Yeah. Or
like,
because a lamp here would change everything.
Yeah. Like,
or turn my chair 90 degrees, then it solves that shadow, and now I'll actually do the thing.
But that first starts into like, for me, of like, all right, I got to build that into my schedule of like doing that, of like, like just, it sounds so simple, like plug in your alarm clock. Like, but like I have to change this outlet. Like something has to get unplugged here, and now I've got to. It's like, and that's setting me back so much. I'm like, well, darn it!
All right. Several rapid fire thoughts, and we'll play our game.
Yeah.
Number one, you're in a season, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Also, you are your habits, and there is no life someday. Right now, like who you want to be is who you are. Like do it right now. It's all you have. A book I've referenced a whole bunch of times historically, How to Live on 24 Hours a Day by Arnold Bennett, written in like 1904. It was one of the first self-help books ever. And he talks about this very same thing of like whether or not you write the next great novel may come down to the fact of like, did you put the teapot on the burner the night before? Like this, and then Atomic Habits is the same kind of thing of like figure out the smallest win to build the next win to build the next win.
Yeah, that does remind me. I wanted to tell you outside of podcast when a special guest David Harsh was here, he was constantly referencing Atomic Habits, like
so good.
But like in the lifestyle of a female musician, like a volunteer church musician, like, all right, like what are you building into your like music habits to like practice music for church? Like, that's
cool.
So it was really, it was really, really cool.
So I recommend James Clear, Atomic Habits.
Is it Atomic Habits? Was that Cal Newport or
no? That's James Clear.
Okay, James Clear. Okay.
But
digital minimalism.
But if you've read Cal Newport's Digital Minimalism, you're going to have the time and mental space to engage in the actual things that bring quality to your life.
Yeah.
I've another high in my life in the last year since we've talked. I've been really maximizing some. I'm not sure what the right word is. Device screen limits on my phone and using external things to limit. I don't have YouTube on my phone, and in screen time, I have permissions and not permissions. So I can't unlock certain things during work hours. I can't unlock certain things during home hours.
Oh, nice.
And I'm blackmailing myself. I'm compelling the behavior I want. And it's like a decision device. I'm not sure there's a word for that. But basically you're forcing your hand into what you want to be. And that happens in all kinds of, if you want to save more, set up a recurring thing that takes it out of your, or if you want to give more to church, set up a recurring thing and force it to happen. Don't wait for you to feel like it.
Don't assume that your heart's gonna leap out of its chest to be generous.
So I've been doing that. I'm not waiting for when I'm in the right headspace to use my phone how I want to. No, I need to force myself to use it how I want to.
I really like that. Yeah.
All right, hard pivot.
Hard pivot into something
Outburst.
fun.
I played a game of Outburst with my immediate family and my extended family not too long ago.
Was it exactly like this?
It was not. It was very difficult. The updated version had almost the same technology.
Oh, wow.
Almost the same irrelevancy.
Of the answers?
Questions and answers.
Why is that?
So we played it in 2 teams. There were 8 of us. So we had 4 versus 4. And what happened was one of the people on your team would put the card in this red decoder device and we'd set the timer. And as the people would say stuff, they would tick off the ones they heard. That's how we played it. And one of the categories that befell my team and I was a guesser for was farm equipment brands. And I was like, Caterpillar, John Deere, and we're done.
Is Cat? That's construction, but I guess.
And Caterpillar wasn't even one of them. John Deere was.
Caterpillar is Cat. Yeah.
So it was farm equipment brands. I got John Deere.
Yep.
And then crickets as we all watched the sand fade. It was. So it hasn't gotten better with age. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. I wonder if they've used the same exact prompts and answers from the 80s because if it's broke, don't fix it, I guess. But.
So we're going to do a round of Outburst. I will read the category. Yes. And after I read it the second time, Shane's going to flip one of our sand timers on our table.
One of the 3.
We have 3. And then
Luke's the oldest, so I'm going to...
Yeah, and then we're going to say the things that come to mind, should anything come to mind, as we try to identify the top 10 answers that some guy in his basement 40 years ago thought would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's the game.
That's the game. That's it. Nothing more to it. So shout at home and play along.
All right. Our category is, I got to read it. It's long. Russian-born artists, composers, writers, dancers, etc. Russian-born artists, composers, writers, dancers, etc.
Ready, set, go. Stravinsky. Tchaikovsky.
Yeah, sorry.
Karl Marx. I don't know.
Just keep going.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God. Dostoevsky.
Is Nietzsche Russian or is he German?
You said it. It's okay.
All right.
I'm thinking all these.
Did Lenin write? I'm just gonna assume.
Okay.
Vladimir Lenin.
All these guys German, I think, in my head. Oh gosh.
I don't think Stalin ever wrote. I'm just doing the communist leaders of
Wagner. He was probably German. Russian-born.
Who's the guy with the birthmark?
Gorbachev.
Why not? He probably
composers, writers, dancers, or famous ballet dancers.
It's like Velishkov or something like that.
That's just offensive, Shane.
I don't know.
And
it's
time.
Something like that.
Mercifully, that's time.
Hey, if it sounds like Velishkov.
All right. In the most non-offensive way we intended. I think we got 1.
2. I'll say 2.
Oh, no, 2.
Tchaikovsky and Stravinsky are definitely on there.
And Dostoevsky. We got 3.
Did you say Dostoevsky?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Oh, my goodness. We should have got... Okay, number 1, Rudolf Nureyev. Nureyev.
Sorry, I'm ignorant. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, Rudolf Nureyev. If that's your famous favorite dancer, send us a YouTube clip. Number
Or
2, Alexander Godunov. Alexander
sorry.
spelled really cool. Aleksander. Alexander Godunov.
All right.
Number 3, Rachmaninoff. He only gets one word. Like other people have their full name.
Yeah.
Alexander Godunov.
Yeah,
Rachmaninoff.
should have gotten that one. But
What do you think Rachmaninov's first name is?
I should know this.
Alexander. I don't know. It just says Rachmaninoff.
Rachmaninoff, yeah.
Oh, number 4, Dostoevsky.
There you go. Woo!
Fyodor, I think, is his first name, like Fyodor. Fyodor.
Sounds Russian.
But again, he only gets
Okay.
one name. You're pretty cool if you only are a one name guy.
Yeah.
Number 5, Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Barishkinov. That's the one guy I was trying to think. Yes, not Barishkinov. Barishkinov. Do I get it if I said a V instead of a B?
What did you say?
I said Vlalish. I think I said Vlanishkinov or something.
No, that doesn't. That's nothing. If you just had a B instead of a V for one of these, those are kind of interchangeable in some languages. But no, you were.
He's a dancer. That's a dancer.
If this was Jeopardy, Trebek would not have given it to you. Number 6, Nijinsky.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Number 7, Stravinsky.
Stravinsky.
You said that one?
Yeah.
Number 8, Yakov Smirnov.
It's certainly not the owner of the alcohol brand, I guess.
Number 9, Vladimir Horowitz.
Yeah, probably. I feel like I've heard the name.
Number 10, Anna Pavlova. Probably a dancer.
Yeah, okay, well.
So we got Rachmaninoff, Dostoevsky, and Stravinsky.
We didn't get Rachmaninoff.
Oh, I thought you were so excited. I thought you said it.
No, I said I wish I did. We didn't get that.
That was pretty poor. We got 2.
How is Karl Marx not a... I guess he's not an artist. He's more of just a philosopher. Okay. So Stravinsky and Dostoevsky.
So somehow when I read this, I read it correctly, Russian-born artist. Immediately, I grossly overestimated. I'm like, oh, dude, we're going to do this. And then I was like, oh, no, Dostoevsky is all I could think of. But his book was so big, I felt like I've lived with more Russian artists than I have. I just lived with one for a long time.
One meaningful artist. So, Tchaikovsky, wow, was not on it. That's sad to me.
Maybe he wasn't Russian.
Yeah, he could have been...
Like Polish?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so embarrassed. We shouldn't do anything with countries or ethnicity, Shane.
He definitely was Russian. Okay,
Tchaikovsky?
Well,
yeah.
Unless I'm just... Yeah, I maybe like he's...
Is your phone on?
I'm not.
Okay, all right.
Where was Tom Petty born?
Yeah, you just didn't know.
I just don't know, and that's okay. I'm going to sleep at night. This isn't going to kill me.
All right. Is that it, or are you going to do one more?
We got to do one more. We got to do like a McDonald's food menu item.
No.
Oh.
Funny. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. All right, we'll do one more because Shane said so.
Yep.
Cereals, in parentheses, the classics.
Oh, let's go.
All right, turn the category. Cereals, the classics.
Go. Life.
Chex, wheat Chex.
Flintstones. I don't know.
Rice Krispies.
Kicks.
Quaker Oats.
Yeah.
Frosted Flakes. Frosted Mini Flakes.
Mini Wheats. I know. These
Frosted
are modern
Wheats.
ones, but...
Cap'n Crunch.
You said Wheaties.
Tricks. Snaps. Sugar Smacks.
Oh, Sugar Smacks. Yeah.
Count Chocula. Cap'n Crunch with berries. Crunch berries.
Cap'n
Crunch.
Did we say
Honey
Reese's,
Bunches of Oats. Grape Nuts. Grape Nuts is going to be on there.
Oh, yeah. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Cheerios.
Duh.
Plain Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios. They would be like Apple Jacks. Cookie Crisp.
These are new ones.
I'm trying to find the classics. Frosted Flakes.
We said that. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
All right. Good one. That's our time, by the way.
Yeah, I don't even think that. Well, I bet we got like 4 because there's 80 cereals.
There's several that are on the tip of my tongue that as soon as I see it, I'll think of it. That might doesn't matter. Here we go. How many did we get? 4?
I'm gonna say 4.
I think 4 is good.
Yeah.
Number 1.
I mean, we'll get 2.
Oh my goodness. Cream of wheat.
Cereal? Hot cereal? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Number 2, oatmeal.
I forgot that it was labeled. Cereal has such a different word now. Nowadays, 40 years in the future.
We got some of these. Number 3, Raisin Bran.
Yeah, I feel like we should have gotten Raisin Bran.
Thought of it, didn't say cornflakes.
Yeah.
Number 4, cornflakes. You said that.
Did you say cornflakes? Okay.
Yeah,
I did not.
Number 5, Rice Krispies. Said that. I said that.
Rice. Yeah.
Number 6, Cheerios.
We said Cheerios.
Number 7, shredded wheat.
Did we say shredded wheat? I said Wheaties.
I said frosted mini wheats. I don't know if we said it. Comment
if
below
Wheaties
if we said shredded wheat.
If Wheaties is not on here, that's what it is.
Okay. We may or may not have said shredded wheat.
I'll say half.
Kicks.
Maybe.
We said Kicks.
I said Kicks.
Number 9, Tricks.
You said Tricks.
And number 10, Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs.
Did you say Cocoa Puffs? I don't think
Maybe I said Count Chocula.
I don't think
I meant
said
Cocoa Puffs.
You said Count Chocula before Cocoa Puffs. Dang it. I did not.
I didn't write them down because I was so excited to name them.
It's okay. I'll do all the work.
They didn't have grape nuts on here. They didn't have...
Depending if we count Wheaties, we got 4.
The Wheaties isn't on here.
Frosted, or the
Shredded wheat?
shredded wheat, whatever.
I'm disappointed that grape nuts isn't on here. Do you remember grape nuts?
No, I do not.
It was a cereal that was, you've seen fish tanks that have little pebble gravel on the bottom?
Yeah.
Grape nuts.
Oh.
It was it would break your teeth. It was, it could sit in milk for 4 hours and it's going to, you bite it, it's either going to chip your tooth or shrapnel is going to shoot out and hurt your neighbor in the eye.
Did anyone like it?
I loved it.
Oh, all right.
Now they banned it for a while, I think. It discontinued. Now they brought it back in a Wheaties form. So you can chew it.
I'm surprised Life and just Wheaties, that's the epitome of the 80s. Like Michael Jordan on a Wheaties box. Maybe early 90s, I guess. I don't know. That's
okay. The
all
classics.
Right. The classics. We meet our expectations.
We did it.
Of 4, if you're not including shredded wheat.
All right. Shane, there are a lot of entry points into the conversation that we have a little bit of time left for.
Yes.
We don't have an operating definition of liturgy, and I'm okay with that, but something along the lines of prepared words that give structure or rhythm or voice to a human experience, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I caught half of what you said.
Okay. I'm trying to capture we're talking about liturgy, we're not saying the order of service on a Sunday morning necessarily, but words that have been prepared in advance by you or somebody else that give shape, structure, rhythm, voice to something that's being experienced, or maybe I guess even the longing itself could be an experience.
I'd say there's an artistic element to it as well.
Yeah, so crafted words.
Yeah. Because the crafted word part reminds me so much of songwriting. Just that it's a part of it. It's capturing feeling. It's invoking emotion, or putting words to it. For a goal or purpose, whether that's to put words to an emotion, or to quite literally be repetitive in nature, so that you're able to take it with you. Psalm 23 reminds me very much of a liturgy, but maybe because I've spoken it liturgically,
it's
but
familiar words.
Yeah,
because have meaning.
Because it's I feel like it. I think it's a timeless psalm, but it's one of those psalms that you speak with any older person's the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It has that.
So that is a
nature.
call and response to it sometimes.
Yeah, and so I think that just to speak into liturgies as well, it's it might not the crafted part of it might just be building the call and response part of it. It might just be quite literally scripture itself, but how it's spoken back and forth is liturgical in nature.
And some contemporary ones right now, I'm watching baseball in the World Series. By the way, we are recording this on Tuesday, October the 28th, 2025. Last night, Micah, my son, and I stayed up through the 14th inning of the baseball game.
Oh, is that what it went to?
No. We went to bed after the 14th inning. It was 11 o'clock, and then it went until the 18th inning.
Wow.
And he was like, I'm glad you made me go to bed. I was like, yeah, dude, for sure. But okay. Baseball, national anthem, somewhat recently, God Bless America, but also seventh inning stretch, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Like it's words that have already been crafted that are shared in an experience that give voice to something.
But I think like the shared in experience, like it's not that's also like a not always.
Sure,
because there's a personal element of it too that you can either take with you or that you just speak by yourself, and because it's well crafted words that can speak into this thing, like it functions in that.
Yeah, so maybe everyday examples for a lot of Christians might be the Lord's Prayer at bedtime, or a mealtime prayer that whether you're alone with your family, it could be something that Martin Luther has in the Small Catechism, or come Lord Jesus, be our guest, and let these thou gifts to us be blessed. So that spoken by yourself with others, it's, you don't have to think about, okay, what should I say before I eat? You can say, God, thanks for macaroni and cheese. This is awesome. What a great day. And I love that I have a cold beer to wash it down. Amen. That's a great prayer. But sometimes you're like, I feel like I should give thanks. What do I do? Oh, I have a word for this. Come, Lord Jesus, be our guest, and let these gifts to us be blessed. Amen. All right. Like, that feels good. I'm not making something up as I go through life, like reinventing everything, every moment of life.
Would I think I know the answers, but I'm also like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So I'm asking as like a lay person to a pastor, but like in the theme of crafted word, like Apostles' Creed, like Nicene Creed, like crafted words to put into articulation of what is the Christian faith.
Yeah, I think those are great examples of how do we say this thing that really, really matters. Maybe that kind of is a baseline. And so in that sense, what really matters is how do I convey the truth of God's word in summary form. But there are other maybe liturgies that we'll look at today or going forward where, hey, what really, really matters is I'm grieving something, or I can't stop ruminating about this. Is there a way that with crafted words that have been prepared, I can have peace? Or I was sharing with Tom, who worked with Grief Share here, people who works with grieving people. When people lose their spouse, some people might choose to keep their wedding band on the rest of their life, and that's okay. Other people choose to maybe take it off. And that if you're choosing to no longer wear a wedding ring, that's a really momentous moment that also you're not the first person who's had to go through. What if there was like a prayer or a spoken word thing that gave acknowledgement to the weight of this moment, that gave you peace and clarity? And so it's not just teach, like the Apostles' Creed it's like a teaching one, but still like this thing matters. How can I capture the weight in a functional way with crafted words? Which,
yeah, I think,
and it could be beauty. I saw a flower today that blew my mind, and there's this welling up joy that I, just to say I saw a flower doesn't do it, but if there were words, and I could be poetic and come up with something, but if somebody already has a thing that captures that exuberant joy and gladness to the Creator, what a gift that we could share that and take it to a variety of contexts. Sorry, I cut you off.
No. Like yeah, and I think that speaks into like the personal aspect of it or the shared aspect of it. But what came to mind for me is just like the tool aspect of it, and how to build that in life. And I'm not sure if I have like I have my like habitual ritual routines of it, of like food and nighttime, but I think when it comes to those like other moments of life, of like seeing something beautiful, or like somebody cut me off while driving, and like this inexplicable rage I feel, or whatever it might be, like liturgy is not the first thing to pop into my mind, like, and so, but it also, like, at what point does it pop into my mind of like, am I at home? I'm like, I think there's something written on this. Like, there's a knowledge of it too, of like, is something written about this? Like, what is my course of action in life? Like, when is the liturgy applicable? Is it when is it mundane? When is it over the top? Or when does it speak perfectly and this is exactly what I need? Like,
I love what you're saying. I think this speaks to like this topic, like so many. There's so many things to talk about. So there's the good stuff, why we like this, and there's like the challenges to it, and there's the shortcomings of it. And as you were talking, that reminded me of a lot of the obstacles. So some of the obstacles are there can be a formality that's weird. Like if we're just playing video games, like, oh, hold on, before we go to the next level, let's do this liturgy for those who are gaming together. Like, it's weird. There is one, by the way, in there, I think.
Well, I know, I think there's one board game.
So, so there's an awkward formality. There, probably for me, for many of our listeners, one of the biggest another big challenge is the speed of life. We are racing from one thing to the next. I don't have time to stop and think and feel and speak. I don't have time. I choose to rush rather than choose to linger and chew and delight. Another challenge for me is I haven't seen it modeled. I didn't grow up with it. It's not normal around us. And so I don't have a template of what that looks like, except for, bedtime prayers, meal prayers. I've seen that. Yeah. Even in movies, I've seen that. And so having seen it, it normalizes it, makes it a little less weird. It gives me vocabulary for it. It gives me an example of, when you go to a baseball game, after the first 3 outs in the 7th inning, we stop and sing this. Okay. I don't even need to know the history, but I've seen it enough that the model, it took.
Yeah, I think... I think the normalization of it, I think, is such a big piece of it. And I'd speak into that, whether that's religious or not. Like, what's something that you say to yourself, maybe to hype yourself up, or to to calm your nerves of, like, I don't. For some reason, my mind went to like pop culture.
There's an SNL skit from my childhood.
Oh, really?
I think it was Dana Carvey. He looked in the mirror and he goes, all right, maybe it was Dana Carvey. It was a stupid skit, but he looked in the mirror and go, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. That was like his hype up talk before he went out into the world.
Yeah, but that's a crafting of word that you can.
It has a purpose. It expresses something.
It's not always memorizable, but like even short and like almost poetic in nature. But I was thinking of Star Wars, of like Rogue One. There's this blind guy who's I'm one with the Force. The Force is with, I don't know. I'm sorry.
The Force is me, or something like
that. Yeah, I'm butchering it. Everyone's crying like, oh, that's not the quote. But you're thinking,
but it's a mantra. I mean, it's not, he's repeated.
Mantra. Yeah, there's this formation of words that can either be repeated, and maybe there's short form, long forms of it.
And he's clinging to those words to express, like, where in that scene, like, there's a battle going on around him, and in order to like find comfort, to reaffirm his identity, to sort of ground him in the midst of all that, blaster fire, these known and familiar words center him, and that's a gift. Like they are a gift to him. He cherishes the value that these words bring in the midst of that.
Yeah. So we've talked. I mean, we've talked a little bit about, like, I don't know. examples or applications, uses or definitions of liturgy. But I think something we kind of keep referencing is this really, really beautiful book, and it's a series now, I guess. But
there's three volumes.
3 as far as I know.
And there's a few individual, like smaller ones now.
Oh, really?
So
the book in mind we're talking about is called Every Moment Holy.
Every Moment Holy. It's published by Rabbit Room Press. The first one, I think, had the introduction. Andrew Peterson might be an editor.
He's editor, one of the authors. It's a collection of artists, authors who compiled the book, but
so there's a first volume that sort of covers prayers. They use the word liturgy for all kinds of happenings in life. There's a second volume that is a whole book, probably 400 pages about death and dying and grief and hope. And there's a third one with many authors, much like the first book, with topics all around life, all around faith, for everything from the setting up of your Christmas tree to preparing a campfire to pruning the bushes to before you have to make a phone call that's challenging. All right, here are some words.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it gives weight, sincerity, and just captures the words of maybe what would be mundane moment. I think the one I see actually like used often, because there is a natural built ritual to it, but like the making of morning coffee.
Yeah,
I
like that one.
Yeah, like I've seen it in people's homes, which is really cool, and I think that's a great use for it. So like in this book, Every Moment Holy, they've got a website. You can Rabbit Room Press. You can visit, but you can buy like little picture frame canvases of some of these shorter liturgies to like put around your house to like be that reminder of like speak these words.
Can I read a little bit from the introduction for volume 1?
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
Andrew Peterson wrote this. He wrote songs like Is He Worthy? He's written a bunch of fiction, and he did not come from a liturgical sort of church background. So he says in the foreword, growing up in a non-denominational church in the American South, I was suspicious of anything that could be described as liturgical, assuming, as many do, that prayer should be extemporaneous and from the heart, and anything less was in danger of becoming rote at best and ritualistic at worst. And then somebody gave him a book, and he was like reading prepared prayers, and then it's like, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. And so then he kind of glows about how amazing this was, and then he speaks to people from a more traditional background, where he says, if you come from a liturgical tradition, you might find it surprising that I was so surprised by all this. It may be perfectly obvious to you that there's a good reason certain prayers have survived for centuries. But the fact is, there are millions of Christians the world over who, for a host of reasons, have never engaged in liturgical worship. For many of us, this old thing is a new thing, and that brings with it some discomfort, but also a heightened appreciation for the ancient rhythms of prayer and meditation, which have been more or less absent from our experience. Mm-hmm. And he goes talking about like, you may have taken this for granted, but like what a treasure to not have to come up with everything from scratch all the time. So Every Moment Holy, there's 3 volumes. Volume 1 and 3 are kind of broad. Number 2 is all about grief, from Rabbit Room Press. Mm-hmm. Shane, what do you like? What do you maybe not like? It we just kind of quick overview of these.
Yeah,
so what can somebody expect of like or ooh?
Yeah, what I love about it is that it can be maybe obnoxiously specific. Of like the ritual of making morning coffee
for keeping bees.
Yeah, for keeping bees. Some of these I really love. It's like there's one for like before taking the stage, and like you can like turn that to mean like whether that's theater or whether that's just performing like in any shape of capacity of you're up front in front of people. But they're like quite literally like reading it like for the loss of a tree or for a walk in the woods. Like some of these are broader, some of these are more specific. But
there's one for the loss of a pet that I have shared with a dozen people because, hey, Pastor, we had to put our dog down today. Like, here's words.
Yeah, and I've shared it too. One I think I've shared a lot. Like someone in my family of like suffering like dementia, Alzheimer's, like memory loss, and there's a great, beautiful, liturgy for the prayer, because sometimes there's grief like too deep for words, and absolutely, but like just you don't have to speak them. Like just read these. These do an incredible job of trying to put your feelings into words and tying your faith into that. So like those very specific ones are great. There's more broader ones too, which are great. The things I like or don't like about them, I really love little bite-sized things just anywhere in life, and I think that has to do with my generation and like cultural surroundings of like short form content and those kind of things. Like
some of them are too long.
Some of them, yeah, and like
maybe most of them.
Some of them are very long, and like I just most of the times like this is my feeling. I just want to be able to quickly read this, capture this, and great. But there are times where I'm more patient and like I'm able to sit in the length of one a little longer. But yeah, I don't know. How about you? How have your experiences been with this book? You've been living with it a lot longer than I have. You told me about this Every Moment Holy.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are too long, or at least they don't fit the moment for me. And I'm turning to it for something quicker, like if you're thirsty, I don't need a handcrafted drink. Like I just need a drink of water. So I think some of them they're more an artisanal prepared meal rather than I just need a snack right now because I'm getting hangry.
That's the solution. But
yeah, so I think as somebody who works with words a lot and talks to others, it's really life-giving to have somebody have put a lot of thought into how to speak hope and life and capturing beauty, like to give me those words. So to be a recipient of well thought out words to give expression to faith and life, that's really beautiful.
I also think it's really nice to maybe speaking into your job and role as well, of like week after week, your job is crafting words, weekly to be able to say the specific thing. Well, be it maybe it's not liturgical in most senses because it's a more public speaking role of teaching, preaching. So having something that's a break from that, I imagine I'm just imagining it is nice, and from that perspective as well.
Just to receive.
I'm not creating. I don't have to create this prayer. There's a well-written one that someone spent hours crafting and perfecting. Yeah, it's probably good.
Another benefit, not just from these books, but from this whole idea of prepared and crafted words to give expression to something you're going through, is it has given me permission to create. When I turn to one of these books or to the hymnal for a prayer about something that isn't there, I've taken the initiative just for my own self of, okay, I need words for this experience because it's too big or beautiful or burdensome, and I'm ruminating, or I feel this it's like when you're listening to music, and if the song is still going and you gotta get out of the car and the melody hasn't resolved, or it hasn't landed, and there's this unsettled feeling. I've found a number of areas in my life where I felt really unsettled without having words to capture something. Can you give an example? Or?
I would love. Okay. No, I think an example. We've been talking about liturgies for an hour. So what are some liturgies?
So so a couple that I've made just for myself. One I don't have with me. One is for the end of a workday, because my job is very soft in terms of boundaries. I'm not on the assembly line at a factory where you physically punch out and then you go home and you don't wonder, am I still at work? Am I still at home? No, I'm not assembling the widget. There's not a steam whistle going. I'm not at work. I don't have that same hard boundary. And so I've crafted a liturgy that's hanging in my office that when I think to and I take the time to, it'll take 30 seconds, but to read those words before I leave gives me that break. The one I just put in front of you is I called it a liturgy for reconnection.
And this is one
I've written a couple of these here. One, and then I have another on the backside. I call it a liturgy for letting go. So these are, as a pastor, and I think other people just as Christians feel this, of somebody who used to be part of our fellowship, but maybe they feel far away. And I'm trying to reach out, but also this isn't a cult, so I'm not going to like harass you. But also, as somebody who loves you and cares about you, I feel like the shepherd is supposed to go after the sheep. And so that tension of I want to go after the sheep, but also I don't want to, this isn't a cult. You can go. And so my liturgy for reconnection is that moment of I'm reaching out, but I'm holding loosely to that person and my responsibility at this point. And then my liturgy for letting go is I'm not going to be able to sleep at night if I keep feeling the responsibility to get this person back. And so I'm kind of washing my hands. So it's a really heavy, for me, it's a very heavy feeling that I needed to put that into words. Otherwise, I'm up all night thinking about, what if I did this? Could I get them back here? Or so here's some words from my liturgy for reconnection. This is, again, the context is somebody is feeling far from the church. Maybe they're hurt, maybe they're angry, maybe they're just missed 5 weeks or 20 weeks. Maybe they come every Sunday but sit in the lobby and don't talk to anybody. So how do we as a church reconnect people back into our fellowship? Do you want to read it responsively with me, Shane?
I would love to.
So I'll do the normal font. You can be the bold part. A bruised reed he will not break.
A faintly smoldering wick he will not snuff out.
The Father is eager to see his child on the horizon and to say,
bring quickly the best robe. Prepare the feast. My child is home.
Prone to wander are all of our hearts.
Prone to leave the God we love.
And so Jesus, the Son of God, came to seek and to save the lost.
He is the good shepherd who goes after the one.
He lays down his life for the sheep.
The Lord is our shepherd. His goodness and mercy pursue us.
The Spirit of Christ calls and gathers.
The Spirit of Christ changes hearts and restores.
The Spirit of Christ binds us together.
The Spirit of Christ makes us whole.
Merciful Lord, have compassion on those absent from our fellowship.
Merciful Lord, forgive our part in the gap that has grown between us.
Almighty God, we ask you to change hearts and to change habits.
Send your loving Spirit to lead your children home.
Silence the whispers of the devil that would make any of us think it is too late.
Free your people from false assumptions about you and your church.
Remind us all of the goodness of the communion of the saints.
Open our eyes, open our ears, open our hearts to your promised grace.
Lord God, Heavenly Father, you brought back your Son Jesus from the dead, that in him we would have life. Bring back to us, bring back to your church, bring back to our fellowship of forgiveness those we bring before you now. And then there's italics that says, a time for silent prayer is observed as we pray for the specific Christians who have been absent from the body of Christ and the loving fellowship of believers. So thinking about that person who we haven't seen for a while, who we've reached out to, who's maybe hurt or holding a grudge or not talking to anybody, a moment to name them before God, and then concluding with, Lord, in your mercy,
hear our prayer.
Lord, have mercy.
Christ, have mercy.
Lord, have mercy in the name of Jesus. Amen. So that was me putting words together to say, there are people who are falling away, who are farther away, and at some point they've asked this church to be their church. Whether it was me or a previous pastor, they've asked me to be their pastor and shepherd them, and yet right now it seems like they don't want me to shepherd them. And so, how do I be faithful to God's calling to be a shepherd? How do I be faithful to what they have said about they want me to be their shepherd? And how do I honor what they seem to be saying now of, I don't want you to be my shepherd?
It's a lot to make sense of and to yet put into words.
Yeah. So that like, oh, okay, what do I do? You said you want this, but now you say you don't want it. Like, and I know people have felt that in all kinds of things. Like,
it doesn't have to be church specific.
Like, let's say you've got somebody who maybe just pick a thing, like they struggle with alcohol and they say to you, if you see me drinking, I want you to stop me. But then you see them drinking and you're like, stop. Like, you know what? I don't need it right now. Okay. What do you do? Do you go with what they said before, or do you go with what they're saying right now? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And the more you love them, the harder that is, especially if like you actually maybe know what is good for them, but you're not making their choices. And, parents feel this all the time with kids and friends. It's about like, this is a normal thing of life. This isn't unique to my calling, but this is something I've crafted as this tension relates to my specific calling of, I think again, with integrity, I think what is good for them is clear. What they said they want is clear, but it's not what they're saying now. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
And so this, to me, this allows me to walk away. It gives me peace in terms of, all right, what is my next step here? And okay.
Just a reminder of like no matter what, you're not God, and that like the Spirit will lead where God will where God leads. And then we don't have to read the whole other one now, but the other side of this is all right, we've tried, and like a doctor who's doing CPR, at some point you call it, and you've seen like the movie scene where they keep going, they're pumping the chest, and somebody else like takes them out, like they're gone, let him go, like that moment of I don't want to let go, but you need to. I've crafted a similar one for that purpose of I've left 5 voicemails, I've sent 5 emails. At this point, it's harassment. And so I'm done reaching out, not because I quit, but because my role here is done. And yes, the good shepherd goes after the one. He leaves the 99 and goes after the one. But Jesus also said at some point, shake the dust off your feet and go on. There's other work to do. And that's a real grief to say, this person I love and loved, my role in caring for them is done at this point. They're on their own. Like St. Paul even says, like, turn them over to Satan. Like they've made their choice. Your role here is done. And like, you're not the Spirit. You are not God. Like, and so to name those things, the Spirit calls. There is a loving Father who will not give up, and I'm not giving up hope, but I'm letting go of my burden here. Like there are people who need you, not like saying you specifically, but in any capacity, whatever this might be, like, and chasing after this person is not feeding the others. Yeah. So you have fulfilled your responsibility. Walk away. So again, it's that person performing CPR and somebody else stops them, and that's the right decision. At some point, you have to stop doing CPR. You're just beating up on a corpse. You call it, and if you're in the medical world or kind of first responder, you can write one, or I can help write one, but like you might literally be in that position of, God, I stopped performing life-saving measures today, and I trust that I did what I could with what I had. And I pray that you would give me peace now, knowing that life ended. Like, that's a real thing. If you're in the medical world or first responder, like, people die literally in your hands. You got to do something with that. Like, you got to talk about it. You got to say something. I'm like, well, all right, well, that's 5 o'clock. I'm going home. Yeah, like, forgetting that. Like, you can't do that. And but that happens so often in so many different ways, shapes, and forms in our life that we just try to just ignore or we try to make sense of in our own light, but
Or we distract ourselves from. Like, turn on the TV, turn on the radio, let's move on.
I mean, I feel like it's 90% distraction. Like, it's just like, yeah, okay, but this thing is fun. Okay, all right. But like lingering down deep in you, you know that's there. You can't sleep. You can't focus. You can't X, Y, Z. And I think that's just another unsung, I mean, like deep, reason for the importance of liturgies, just to refocus you, whether it's religious or not. Like, you need to address this thing, and you've proven to yourself you don't have what what's inside of you to do it. So like, hey, like, it's not like it might take effort to find it, but it's worth it in the end.
Yeah. I don't know where we go from here, Shane, for it, like if we do another episode on this, or if this just lands today, and we'll see where we're feeling next time we sit down. But this has been encouraging to me to slow down, to feel the feelings, to use my words, to use other people's words. Life is rich, and it's now, and it's good to not just go by in a blur. And this idea of liturgy, it's good for grief. It's good for capturing beauty. It's good for boredom. It's good for, like, there are liturgies there, like, before making a purchase. And like, hey, you recently bought a house. That's like, there's a huge thing that's going on in you when you're willing to say, all the money I've ever had or can imagine, I'm betting on this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm also okay if my offer isn't accepted.
Yeah.
What a whirlwind of a thing.
Of emotion, and yeah.
And what if you had some words to, guide you in that?
Yeah. I would say, like, I'd love if there was a liturgy for the end of a podcast, but
yeah, maybe we can write one.
Maybe we'll write one,
or for before we record. That'd be.
Or maybe there is one built into the show already. It's getting deep.
Right.
That's the end of the episode, but we want to continue the conversation. Continue the conversation by sharing this episode, subscribing, or leaving a review. Connect with us on Instagram at 2414 podcast. Connect with us through email at 2414@stlukes-church.com. Or best of all, keep the conversation going by inviting someone to process with you, so that you can each walk away with more understanding that leads to more conversation as the journey continues. If you happen to be in the Seattle-Tacoma area of Washington, stop by on a Sunday morning and say hi. 2414 is a podcast produced by St. Luke's Lutheran Church in Federal Way, Washington. To find more content, discover upcoming opportunities to connect in person, or to support the show, head on over to stlukes-church.com. Thanks for walking with us.